Welcome to episode 9 of this Let's Play series. My name is DasTactic. Welcome to the channel. We are playing Shadow Empire, which is an incredibly good sort of war game, sort of a bit of so many different things actually. It's got even like role play aspects, but it really is at its heart a war game, and it's very, very, very cool. So anyway, we're on this planet. We've got it's almost like a jungly type planet. I mean, what are the sort of temperatures around here? The temperature is a pleasant 18 degrees at the moment, up to 23 back through here where the farms are. It's about a 26. So these are like where the farms are tends to sort of be along this particular sort of strip in through this side. What have we got? 21s, 19s, etc. The farmland actually sort of works best when the temperatures range between 10 and 30, I think. If we just go across to reports and go to help and have a bit of a look, we've got the planetary statistics back in through here, just letting us know that we can actually grow the terran plants. And then we've got the agricultural crop details in through here. So the maximum lowest temperature is 1 degrees. This is for terran crops. And this is what we're seeing through here actually. It's all just been done with terran crops. And so the lowest ideal temperature 10 degrees, the ideal temperature 20 degrees, and then the highest ideal temperature 30 degrees. So it really is, we are sort of building, we do actually have everything in that particular range. It's actually overall a very, very hot planet. And so these sorts of little reports, like if we go further up, what's the furthest up we can sort of find? Like on the edge of this, of Bepi Pond, for example. This has got a temperature of 35 degrees. So it gets very, very hot as we get towards the equator. If I just have a bit of a look at this, we've still got a long way to go up through here. Anyway, in the last episode, we found the Nemesis player, which is back over this side. So the Nemesis has now moved past this mountain range that we can sort of see in through here. I'll just zoom in a little bit. This mountain range is debilitating. Actually, it's going to be very, very difficult to get across here. There's even getting through here. There's still another mountain, or like we still have to get through this hill back over this way with roads. Now they will have built roads across, but we still have to attack through the mountains, and it makes it very, very tricky. It would be great to get to the mountains. Like if war does start, I'll be wanting to push back as fast as I can to take whatever is actually in here, and so at least I can support, or at least I can then go and sit on the actual mountains themselves. But really the only way through, there's a one hill area there where that would still cost us a lot getting a road network through. Other than that, we may have to go all the way up into here and get across, and then have it sort of all in open up to get into their territory from the top. But their territory is going to be surrounded by forests. It's going to be like a lot of forest fighting, which is not completely ideal for our tanks, but tanks really are still the way to go. With this, not across the mountains. The tanks can only fight along roads, and even then they fight fairly ineffectively into mountain regions. So I really want to be trying to avoid the mountains if I can at all help it. We're going to have to then go in with superior ground forces, and it's going to be difficult against a Nemesis player. So we're going to have work cut out for us ultimately with this one. It's going to be a bit tricky. Now, as far as what we're trying to then do in these 3 different cities that we now actually have, Bismarck is sort of like nicely developed, like it's sort of up to about where it needs to be. We are slowly sort of just building things up in Altona and also in Kirkwall. Altona can, I think, build again. Yeah, we've just done solar panels, so we've got those actually now established. Again, it wouldn't hurt to have more solar panels built in Kirkwall as well. And we are going to need to get we're going to need to make sure that we've got really, really strong supplies running everywhere. If I just press the L key again, just so we can sort of see what's going on here. Now, one thing we don't want so much is everything draining off, see how it's draining off on that road. I'm just going to press the T, and I'll just go through where it is so you can sort of find it yourself. If you come back down into the order mode, this is going to be traffic signs, which is the T key. So I just press T, and I'm just going to now double click on this area through here. I'm going to allow pull points through, but I'm going to block everything that's going off up that way. What that's going to do is just kind of keep the logistics trundling on through these other zones. And I've already done it for this one down through this side, where I'm allowing pull points back out, but nothing else. That's all good. That's all good. So we've still got to have to clear out all the different beasts that are actually, no, we've cleaned out all the beasts that were in here now. So we've dealt with them. There will be still some in here, like the fact that that's not pushing back the border will indicate that there's possibly one. God, where would it be? It won't be there. Not sure where that is, actually. We'll have to be a little bit careful of that one. So there's still something floating around in here, and we want to, like the AI is starting to push its way across into this more forest area as well. I'm not super concerned about that. I'm going to have to get the staff council fairly soon, just so we can get better equipment or better collections of units. So we want to get like ultimately a light armor army and have that one established as well. But to do that, I think what I might do is I might actually have a look at Altona and also at Kirkwall. Now, Altona we've only just received, only just got that one through there. I can go back into the transport hub here. I might just go and nationalise this one. That way we just sort of get the truck station under our control. And I think I'll leave that there for a turn or so. Let's just go back to construction, and really we want to start to get more of the bureaucratic offices established back in these sorts of centres as well. So I think we might just go and we might start construction there in both of these locations actually. So we'll construct this one as well, just government buildings, bureaucratic offices. We want to get, again, as much BP as we possibly can get, just so we can sort of really start to move quickly through our research. Now, the other thing with that is probably the staff council wouldn't be a bad idea now. I think in the last episode I pushed it backwards a little bit, but that's going to be another 100 that we'll get basically next turn. So let's just go across to the secretary. There's a few different ways to pick the secretary. If you can sort of find a secretary doing something in particular, like we're not going to find her down through here, but any of the reports, for example, we can just go across. Like as soon as you open up things like this, you can have Ronnie Asher, the secretary. In fact, I don't even know if, even the Empire dashboard, we've got the secretary there. We can just call them straight away from here. So getting hold of the secretary is quite easy. And so we're just going to go and say, okay, we do want a new organisation, please. And in this instance, we are going to go, okay, we'll grab the staff council in this case.
Roger that.
There we go. So we're going to need to get a new leader for the staff council. Let's end our turn here. Really looking to try to spot the movement just so we can start to surround them with armoured cars in particular. Yeah, the Nemesis player is attacking back through this other side. It's interesting, there's a border there now. Now, the Nemesis may have actually already come through here. They're moving off, which we didn't really want to have happen. Discovered metal, that's good, in Kirkwall. You check the rocket engine. We've got the medium tank, which is useful, but I tend to use the medium tanks for anti-tank duties and the light tanks for anti-personnel duties. Expel population. We may have to go with even a better, like a sort of strongish. Actually, there's now movement into here, which is interesting. So we need to sort of protect this zone. These guys have now all been leveled up. The riflemen and the whirlwinds. Now I'm going to keep the green back this other side. Just press the M key just to get the movement. That's now been pushed back as well. I might just move one of them off this side and just keep one of them still at the top there. There's still something up in there. Kirkwall had the... Yep, in fact, that's now they're already building on that one there. Again, I'm just going to press the T key, come back in and just allow the pull points so that things can sort of happen up that way. But turn it off so we still keep the most of the logistics then moving along this road network, which is vitally important. We also will be wanting to get the road network across. Here we go. We're now starting to sort of see the Nemesis player coming, sort of snaking its way through into here. That's the, yep, they're all the way up to their needle mark. Okay, so we'll just go back to movement. That blocks them off until they declare war. Let's just get onto that river. Don't know where this other one has got to in there, so we'll need to wait until we can get some armoured cars down that way. Now, the only real way of getting back in behind to see what's over this way will be to use armoured cars to attack. Which way do we want to go here? I'll leave them where they are. This one's now out of supply. Move that one back up into supply. Now this militia has just been created, I think. So I'll move it back up as well. Actually, no, that was what it would have been one of our old ones. Just remove that one, and now we can sort of start to move this one back out as well. So we're now pretty secure all the way down to there, which means that we might start to now use these to come back. So we'll use green just to sort of protect this road again from up in here. Just move these across. I think we're going to need to get across these mountains and into these forests. We may need to get aircraft. That would be very, very helpful, and also artillery. So we probably have a look at that over time, I think. Yeah, there's something else has now just picked this one off. Go and take that one back. Now we've got a bit going there. Just think what we'll do is we'll just go and press R, build a dirt road. Now across there is going to cost me 84. The reason for that is, if we just go back across and have a look at this particular location at the ruins here, we're going to have a cost for the river to actually go and build a road construction of +30. And so there is actually, you can see, so road construction, we get a +30 to build across that particular river, sorry. And so it does cost us a little bit. Now that river there, if we have a look at this one here, is a large river. It's not an extremely large river, which is what this one over here is. You'll see it sort of up at the top around where my cursor is now when I hover over it. You can see it's got XL River, and this one over through here into the Pagala ruins is just a large river. But so this one here costs the road construction logistics near the bottom of that little pop-up is sort of showing the +30. Back in through there, this one in through here, for example, if we were building across this way, hovering over that one, is +40. So it's not dramatic, but it will actually help. The supplies also do take time to get across here. I don't know if it shows. Organic supply. See, the organic supply has a +30 just to get across that particular area. So getting a river across here would be, getting a road across here would be very, very helpful, just in terms of being able to push to the south. And so I do want to sort of come down to maybe about here, just so we can start to push down with and get more supply. So roads, we'll go and get a dirt road. Across there is 84, and then down this way is 132. So the next one is only a very, very minor back in through there. So we'll just move that one across. The going into the forest so much it's not such a drama. Like if we click in through there, we can sort of see there that the road construction costs are 20. Back in through here in the agricultural land, the road cost is 12. Where is it? That's the action point cost. Back in through there, road construction of 12 there. If we build on top of a road, it's 3 rather than building directly on top of the agricultural land. So if we upgrade the road, that will then sort of be helpful. Now, so I can still keep on going if I wanted to. I've got 366 in through there, which is actually okay. Let's just leave that where that is. Now we are seeing, it's Nebelmark back in there. We're completely surrounded by Nebelmark now. They've sort of come straight through. There's one of their roads. So we are going to lose all of this, of course. So Nebelmark is really sort of pushing forward. Now with that road, I might even bring a road further south, because we do want to make sure that we have like a supplied border. So let's just go back to the dirt road again and just go down to this location here. Now we don't get to see the organic supply from there straight away. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring these across into, I'll just go back to press M again just so we can move. That one can move into that location. I'm going to move this one on top of it. These are the same sort of unit. So this is actually GR grade machine guns. If we have a look at these guys, there's two of them. There's a 400 and a 200. When you have more than 5, they will tend to push back borders. And so what I do want to do is actually combine both of these together. So I'll grab that unit and I just go to transfer. And because they're both in the same location, I select the 2, select the 4, and we then just basically just go across and just go across and just do it this way. So we're just going to go and transfer both of those into this one over through here, do the transfer, and we now have a 6. So they've now they've been like put into a single unit of very, very strong machine gunners. You can see there, anything that comes through here, and like even armor, it's actually not too bad against armor. It's got like a light plasma blaster is its actual main armament, and its hit points though are quite weak. It didn't need to have. It's got a padded enviro suit, which is actually worse than what we actually are using for our forces. With our riflemen, we're using the combat armor. So you can see there, our actual hit points are better, but our actual attacks are worse. So so what we do is we're just going to move into the forest. Is that forest underneath there? No, that's just farmland. Now the farmland will push back against the forest eventually. Just move that one up. So there's something else. There is non-aligned forces in there, and there must be another beast in here somewhere. Let's just keep that one where that is. They won't push back against the border until war starts. So now we're going to have abilities here. Let's just, doesn't matter who this is, we can smash them.
Mission completed.
Again, we just don't want, we want to stop this border as much as we possibly can.
We're under fire. Run!
Stumbled into an ambush. They're difficult to spot, these guys. These have got the these are the pink crawlers. They've got the entangler, absorption, reflexor, and cunning. But they, now that we sort of see them, they're not going to really worry us at all. Now, so what we want to do is end up having elements on the choke points, just so that nothing really comes down through the choke points. All the way up through here would be good for us to get ultimately. And we do now having incursions coming down through this way as well. So ultimately, it would be nice to be able to pick this out through this other side. Now, I want to be leaving a fair bit of industrial points, so I don't want to be building too many different roads. But it would be handy to get another road. Now, we've got mountains all the way up through there. We've got swamp. If we have a quick look at what the marshy grass is, the road construction is only 20 there. It's not sort of too bad. Going into mountains, this is where it really does get hard. The high mountain cost road construction of 320. So very, very expensive to cross mountains, and to get the low mountains is actually 200. So even that is really debilitating. But we've got forests. Again, forests are only 20. Grassland, I think, is 15. So it's only really the open plains, like this one here, I think is 12. Yeah, that's 12 in the road construction. I'm looking down the bottom here when I do this, just having a quick look to sort of get a bit of a feel for what the cost would be. But we do need to get some supplies out this way. So to build a road up this side, which ultimately is where we want to sort of send it, we will be wanting to get a road out this way somewhere. Because there's really nice areas there where we can sort of ultimately then sort of take over and just push back into other zones. So that would be one. And the other way we could do it, if we just press number 1, would be to go through the swamps, build a road network up this way. But I really still need to somehow get something down this other side as well. I think I'll build a road that goes this way. That way I can sort of end up quickly going and grabbing all of the things that are down this side. So let's just go and build a quick road in through here. We won't spend too much. That's 54, 84. So if I go to there, it's 200. Be a bit too much. I'll go back to here where it's around about 84. Let's just go down that way to start with. And we'll slowly sort of build up as we go. Now we know that I've blocked this one off through here. So we've got the, press T and then just go back into this location. I have actually blocked everything except for pull points coming out of that location. So it's only requests for logistics will then sort of take that one back off. Now the other thing we're going to probably need here is rail to go from Kirkwall through Altona and then down to Bismarck. But let's wait until we have the rest of everything else sort of worked out before we then go and do that one. So we'll just keep on sort of working on securing our border, getting everything else under control and just working forward that way. So we've got a new director for the Staff Council. Now we've got Conan Duranite is Cap 2. Now the Staff Council, actually he's not bad with covert ops. I should have checked this out. He would have actually been good as a covert ops operative. Oh well, it doesn't really matter that much. We'll eventually get that, but not quite yet. So what we'll do is God, we want to use him. Don't know actually. If we used, I'll see if I can get anyone else. We've got 3 of them. The others aren't really that good. He's a Cap 2 as well, but with no real ultimate skills. And Sonny is also just a Cap 1, so very, very poor skills. And so in this instance, what we're going to need, actually, we've got zone decisions as well. We've got a theatre group is making fun of our great nation. Now, this is one of those things where we don't really want to be upsetting the apple cart, so talk with the actors and see if they can tune it down a bit. No one's really happy with that one through there. Our skin is thick enough to make some jokes. We've got a few there that actually like us to do that. I think we do it that way. This way autocracy comes down, meritocracy goes up. So the characters that like meritocracy will then support that sort of decision because we're promoting meritocracy. If we stop the theatre group, you can see these guys don't like it, but he does like it. So this is the advisor. Let's just go this way. And Zone City upgrade. Again, Altona is asking if it can come up another level. Until we really get on top of the danger and the unrest, I don't want to be pushing the city up. I'm wanting to maximise the happiness. We spoke about this in probably episode 2 or 3, about how, actually it might have even been episode 4, just about how the happiness actually works in the cities. Now, we've been lucky because both of these new cities that we've got have got fairly high quality of life. We'll have a look at this one before I just say no, which is what I'm sort of inclined to do. I might have a look at this and just sort of see if that is worth doing. The org decisions, we do need to have a new leader back in through here. So let's just go back across the strategic cards, go back to nation, and we've got have we got anyone else worthy? We've got a senior. So let's go and execute that stratagem. Now we'll just go back out to the decisions again. Here's Eileen, Cap 1. So she's useless. So sometimes you get them really good and sometimes you get them really bad. She's really bad. So she's come in. Might just see if we can get one more. I don't want to have too many. They get unhappy if they're just sitting around doing nothing. Recruit mercs. Military. Now the staff leader does need to have some of the combat abilities. So it needs sort of like high command type skills. Let's just grab a junior as well. And just we may get lucky. Nope. I'm not sure which one came in. Let's have a quick look at the leaders. A Cap 1 there as well. Yeah, no actual skills. So you can see high command, a very important skill for SHQ commanders as well as the staff council directors. That's really the one that we really want to be going for. And so let's have a look and see if we can find anybody else with those skills. Just go back to page number 1 and go back across to command skills, high command. So 48 we've got 48 in through there. Actually, this one here is looking good. Let's just go and click on that one there. Now, the Director of the Economic Council has also got 15. These are both only cap 2s. Now, he has come through with reasonable skills. Third Light Infantry. You know, I think we actually make use of him. The Economic Council, he's also only a cap 2, but he does actually have some invention skills. I think until we actually get someone with good invention skills, what we might do is actually just have a quick look and see if there is anyone else that could take over his role. If we go back to Inventor, Military Council, which is sort of what we assume. Now, the Director of the Supreme Command Council, she does have some skills there. She's pretty well-rounded, actually. And we don't really need her in this role anymore. Like it's very important in the early part of the game. Yeah, we don't want to be moving him off. This is a vitally important role. Let's just click on Inventor Skills. It's only the 3 that they've got. Look, in this case, what I think we do is we go with with their High Command. I think we go to the 3rd. We go to Ishmael, and we call him and relieve him of his duties. We're going to give him a better job. Now, this is important because I should actually just point out, I'm going to try to go through and do at least sort of go through in depth with something in each of the actual episodes. And so I might as well talk about this now. You can see firing a leader with average seniority rank 42 will have the following consequences. So same faction members will suffer -4 to their relation levels. With you, other leaders will suffer -2. If you make a promise for a better job, this effect on the other leaders will be halved. And because the actual political point cost is so minimal, it really doesn't matter that much. Now, if I don't give them a better job, then that's going to be a problem. But having these, like this actually makes everyone a bit wary, a bit careful of what's going actually on. So I can just stay at the post at this stage. If we have a look at what's going on, he's actually a member of a group. So he is. If we go and click on his card through here, we can see he's an elite humanist school member. So he's actually part of a political force. If we just quit out of this one for a second and just go back to the map and just close this one for a second, and we just go down to Dystopia, what you'll find is the elite humanist school is actually the government. So the government this is currently the government grouping back and through this side, and so this is a pro-democracy group. So we do want to keep them really on side. So Isabel Wilkenday, the director of the Supreme Command Council, is actually the leader of the government at this stage, and so she is all of the people in that particular school. Like if we go back and have a look at the management screen under leaders, anything with that sort of that purpley colour are all going to have a -4 if we actually get rid of him without a good reason. And so this is where we're actually promoting him. So when we call this and relieve him, we want to do this one so we don't end up with this aspect where we sort of are pissing off everyone in that same faction. So we're going to give him a better job. So thank you for finding me a better job, eagerly awaiting it. So relation is improved with +3 points overall here. Relation decline with leaders of the same faction is 0%. So they all know he's due for something. But if we don't do it, it's then going to be a bit of a negative. So that's now been done. I'll just reset this. I love that Vic has actually implemented this. These are the important aspects that we sort of need to see through here with what we actually have. And even the negative guy is actually coming back up. His natural points now are coming back up as well, which is really, really cool. So things are sort of are correcting themselves quite nicely. At this point in time, it may change. Just press number 1 there again, just so we can see the different units. And so now when we go back into the decisions, we now have Ishmael is now in the list with a suitability of 38. So we'll appoint him to that role.
Roger that.
And so his relation is now improved with another +7, and positive effect on relation to the other leaders due to seniority of the appointment +4%. So it's all sort of now working in nicely. So that sort of just made everyone happy, which is quite important to do. Yeah, so you can sort of see through here. This is not that it's going to impact these guys as such, but it is important to sort of know how the Parliament is working and sort of how things are working. We've just got a new one. The popular Republican Knights have come in, and so they are sort of just starting to sort of come back in through this side. Yep, no, that's okay. We'll have a look at that one later on. Now, what we want to do in through here is we want to keep on discovering very, very strongly the order of battles until we get to the until we end up getting the light armor army. That's really what we're looking for. And so I'm going to put this one up to say about 45 or maybe even 50%. So we'll lock that one in. The operationalized order of battle change, I'm going to leave this one down to say 10% for now. Let's just leave that one there. We've got a fair few to go through here. Occupation and governance priority change, I'll just keep that one down to say 10 as well. And then we've got these two. Postures, this is how we're going to get our blitzkriegs and things, which we've already got one, so I don't really need to get many more than that. And I'll just do it 10 and then 20 back in through here for the custom formation types. What I want to do is I want to slowly build this one up until we've actually got like a heap of points back in through here, where we can then go and start to build very, very special custom formations, depending on what our needs actually are. So we'll confirm that one.
Roger that.
And we then have a new model that we need to now start to work through with the Model Design Council. Now, mechanized artillery, or even just artillery, I think we may work on this one a little bit. It would be cool to get a helicopter, but we can't really do that one just yet. I think I want a helicopter more than an ultralight. So we'll need to start thinking about that, because to get across those mountains, I'm going to need to have an easy way to get recon, and really the air is going to be the better way to do that one. The artillery will allow me to sort of smash the forces that are on the ground there. So the new model for the artillery, let's have a quick look and see what the artillery is like, the current artillery. And look, artillery is quite slow. This is where I'm thinking almost like the mechanized artillery would be good, just for movement, but it's then we're going to need a lot more going on with that one if we like in terms of fuel, if we started to bring those in. Let's have a look at artillery. This one here, if we look at the design, is 92, so it's pretty poor. So I think we just redesign a new one. Let's have a look and see what we've currently got though. If we go back in and we just get a basic artillery back and through this side. If we build upon the AG, which we're not going to do, we can see that this one's using a 105mm howitzer. So we probably want to sort of raise this one right up to something a lot stronger, maybe 180 or even a 240, just something really quite strong. In fact, I don't think there's any real reason not to go for the biggest ones. I forget exactly what these do, but these are still just the howitzer guns. Now, again, the more recon we have, these work very, very good in combination with aircraft. So we'll start to just sort of slowly move these up. What I want to be doing is I want to be using these really ultimately against the Nemesis player. So if we have a bit of a look, I'll just pick the howitzer gun. Actually, I'll pick exactly what we've got now. Now, this is we need to go back to combat armor. At the moment, they've got none. Oh, geez, I didn't want to do that, actually. Damn it. Didn't realise that was what we're going to end up getting. That's a problem. Okay, so if we just go back across to our guys here, our leaders.
Standing by.
We have to wait. All right, I've got to wait a turn. That was an absolute waste. That was an absolute waste. So I'm going to ditch that next turn. So we've wasted a turn. That's right. I shouldn't have clicked that. Sorry about that. Zone City upgrade. We're going to have a quick look at what's going on in Altona. Let's have a quick look and see what's going on there. So I click on Altona, like just to get it back into this location here. Happiness is coming good. Actually, even the danger levels are still high-ish. They will come down fairly quickly. It's going to diminish a little bit per each turn, and also the unrest is coming back down. I think we actually incorporate this one now. Let's go and call these guys, and we'll just go and incorporate this particular zone. We'll give zone orders, and the zone orders, I'm going to now go and make this one into a regular zone. So we're just going to go okay. Generally, when it's about 50% happiness, it's just confirm those orders. They'll start paying taxes now as well. And we will actually upgrade this. It's sort of one of these things where the health points and things, it's fairly cool actually what's going on through here. So let's go and upgrade this. The quality of life will then be divided by 4 rather than divided by 3. But we can still keep on growing, and it's going to be important that we do grow into these locations. Everything else is looking very, very good there. Back up into here. What are we going to do? I think I'm just going to press M again. I'm just going to attack without being a bit blind here. I want to get into this area. Yeah, that's a 15.
All clear, sir.
Oh, they actually got destroyed. That's great. And then we have this particular unit. So let's go and wipe this one out now. So we don't know the exact odds here. But we've got combat armor. We did get rid of one of them. 2, 3. These are dangerous, but the armoured cars did the job. The armoured cars are incredibly good. You can see there's no red. Look, these are all of the red numbers in through here to get all the kills. The actual infantry did nothing, ultimately. So that's now gotten rid of those. Let's just move these up and about. Finish that one off next turn. Keep that one where that is. Keep that one down where that is as well. Okay, that's all looking good. I might get this jetpack infantry up towards the front. And now we know that we're going to have supply back out this other side. Let's just start to move this one out. Now we may have to push this one back a little bit. Now, back over here. We'll just keep on, first of all, securing this border so that they can't go too far in. And nothing much we can do there. All right, end our turn there. Yeah, so there's friendly interplay, sort of, between the various groups in the... there we go. We've got the Nebel mark. Actually, this is seeing the different regimes playing their turns. Let's come back again. Yeah, I didn't mean to do that one. Discovered a new tech, volcanic energy tapping, which you don't really need. Now these are all coming backwards because we're trying to build the industry. Still 2 turns left, so we're going to be a little bit behind ultimately with this one through here. Everything else is looking fairly healthy. Even these are looking okay. Let's just move off. What have we got in there? Oh, here we go. We've got more energy, plus 100 energy coming back from that location. So that will be useful once we actually take this one. Just make sure we go back this way. Yep, the guy's a turbine. And I will keep on just building this road up. Dirt road this way. This will then just allow me to push anything back away from this waterway. Yeah, that's our supply up the top there. It's another one of these situations where we probably just want to sort of come straight up. Like it's going to be the better way is going to be taking it off Jarbridge, just moving it straight out through this way, this side through the ruins. Just go and build another dirt road. The 96. Let's go that way. Leaves us with enough just to keep the buildings going. Now if we have a bit of a look to see what's happened at Altona, what are they building? Construction just finished on the bureaucratic office, and that's also now running ahead, which is good. Now that one's been cut off by creatures down this side, as is this one here. Something in there. Let's just check the supply. Didn't quite get all the fuel that we wanted, and the ammo is okay. So I'm just looking at the upkeep and stocks. The food is okay. We used up 2 food. Start to move this one down. I'm going to move this one back out of the way. And this one might as well also then come across. Actually, yeah, we know that there's something else in there. Just move that one across. Now that is probably going to be out of supply through here. Once we clean out whatever this is, we'll be able to sort of bounce back across. These armoured cars, like that one there, we've got very limited that we need to do in through here. We'll just kill that one off. These will fight more effectively when they've got nowhere to go, but that's the end of them. Just cut them off. Just get these choke points, that's pretty much where we want to be. Just keep them back. That's a derelict spaceship back in through there. Now there's something else back up this way. Just going to keep them at bay. It's just a few different beasts down this way. Now we may need to get a road through this forest at some point as well, but we don't have to do that one straight away. Let's just start moving this one up as well, just so we can start to move into these choke points ultimately. Something back up that way. Something over here. Yep, that guy's a turbine. If we can keep hold of that, that would be great. And we've got the road now established up through this side, so we'll just keep that one sort of moving up as well. Ultimately, yeah, the supplies for these guys will then just keep on coming out along this road. And once we get all of this painted out, then we can really just shorten our front lines a lot back over the other side. Actually, I'm out of time, guys, so I'm going to leave it here. So we don't need to talk about anything else this particular episode. I think we've sort of had a bit of a theme for this one with the just going through getting the staff council established. Actually, one thing we do need to do is just go back. I do want to go back, and one of the big mistakes I did make was with that artillery. I'm going to make a brand new design. And we're going to go across to the 240mm howitzer.
Order acknowledged.
In combat armour is what I actually want. Pascal wants to organise a party. I'll just quickly go through these. Yeah, I'll allow it. There's no reason
Roger
not to.
that.
And sabotage in Kirkwall. Now, we can pay them off with democracy. Again, we've got money, so let's just go and do that. He doesn't like it, but everyone else does. And new commander for the 3rd Light Infantry. Now, this is one where we've got Ingmar is a Cap 2 with not a lot going for him, but I'm happy enough for him to take the reins there. There is Conan Duranite. That's the covert ops. So I will be wanting to get like a covert ops
Copy that.
group, and he'll be okay in that role. He's not awesome because he's only a Cap 2, so he's not fantastic, but good enough. All right, and we've still got this one as well, where we can... do we want to worry about this one? I might let that one try to get back in again. If I can sort of draw them back in to the into the areas, it sort of makes it easier for me to then to go and capture them. I don't know what this thing is, but if it wanders back into here, I can then surround them. Right, leave it there. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.